Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading. So this is outside of my typical posting schedule on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but I wanted to come on today because you guys know that I am doing daily videos. This is right near the end of my official month of daily postings from July 15th until tomorrow on August 15th, which is a main reading day. So we will see where things go from there. I know that I've really enjoyed doing them, so I'm considering keeping up with them. Sorry, my phone went off and I thought I had it on silent. So that actually might be a message for someone within that you might be hearing from someone unexpectedly. Someone might literally be texting you out of the blue or something like that. But anyway, I will see if I end up continuing the posting schedule or at least doing it from time to time as kind of these mini challenges for periods of a time, because it's been really fun and I've really enjoyed tapping in every single day to pull through some messages. So in today's reading, I have all of my 7 chakra stones out. I don't know exactly what is going to come through, but I'm going to let the energy lead the reading today. So I am just going to start with the traditional tarot cards, and for some reason, I'm feeling kind of warm just sitting here, even though my space is the same temperature that it's always been, and it's been pretty cool. So this really makes me think that you have someone flustered, or like it gives me the sensation of you making someone blush or you making someone feel tongue-tied or something like that in the best way is what I'm hearing. Okay, so let's shuffle the cards and see what wants to come through here. So what can I channel for our collective here? Okay, we have the 10 of Swords in the upright position. And then the 10 of Cups. Wow. And I felt a little wave of chills as I pulled these 2 cards because these cards are seemingly almost opposites. The 10 of Swords talks about some kind of ending, something fully breaking down, but then the 10 of Cups is something completely coming together. And I really am reminded of something that I was journaling about earlier today on how you've been saying some kind of goodbye or closing doors that have actually been allowing you to elevate to your highest timeline. In fact, I think I actually wrote this down in my phone notes because I was out somewhere and this download came to me, and clearly this is what we're meant to be speaking on since it's coming up right here. So what I wrote down is closing karmic loops to elevate to your highest timeline. And then in parentheses, what once felt stuck is ready now. And I also put the word stuck in quotation marks because I'm hearing it was always a perception. You perceived, or other people perceived, something to be stuck because it looked stagnant. But in actuality, I'm hearing the whole time you were being prepared. And now I get the sense that some kind of preparation period has completed itself. And I'm hearing that you might be feeling guided to like clean up your life or your relationships or yourself in some way without really knowing why. So you might finally, out of nowhere, feel guided to like clean out your home or a certain space or to address certain patterns within yourself. Or maybe for some of you, this is like cleaning up your food intake, like your diet or something related to your physical body. This also could be relationships. So take this however it resonates for you. I'm getting it could connect in many different ways, but there's something here being cleaned up and you were inspired to this seemingly out of nowhere. And the reason that you were inspired to this is because your intuition is telling you it's time now. There's something new opening up for you that you asked for a while ago that has felt stuck for a really long time. And the whole time that it felt stuck, it was actually being prepared for you. And I'm getting as well that whole time you really bravely listened to your own intuition. You didn't allow other people to convince you out of listening to that intuitive voice within yourself that was telling you, wait, don't attempt to move forward with this yet. Stay right where you are. You're in the perfect position right where you are. And I feel you allowed yourself to be misjudged as stuck by other people, or you allowed yourself to be mischaracterized in some way or misunderstood by society or by others because you just had that level of commitment to your own intuition. And now the sense I'm getting is because you had the courage to do that, one cycle is closing out, and this is allowing you to elevate to a higher timeline where you are able to naturally experience the unfolding of something that you desired for a long time. So let's go ahead and shuffle here, because I want to start by talking about that 10 of Swords, what you're closing out here. I heard the word unhappiness, so this may have been situations or relationships or environments that were making you unhappy, but I'm also hearing necessary, like they were serving some necessary purpose in your life temporarily. And that's why you may have not separated from them earlier, because you knew intuitively that they were teaching you in some kind of way. I mean, of course, that's the whole purpose of these kinds of karmic connections or contracts or situations. It doesn't have to be with a person, but when we have some kind of karma that we're clearing, we feel a pull to someone or something. And it's often hard for us to let it go because it is actually serving a purpose in our lives, because it is meant to be in our lives to illuminate something within us. And so I keep hearing you healed from the inside out. You shifted from the inside out. So you addressed like triggers within yourself or wounds within yourself. And that is why you're now able to close this karmic loop, because you didn't try to force it into closure. You healed yourself internally and naturally dissolved the bond, that karmic connectedness, meaning I always describe karmic connections kind of like two jagged puzzle pieces where you and the other person or situation just seem to fit together and click so perfectly, because it feels like they're filling something that you're missing, or you're kind of latching on to each other in a sort of way. But just like if you were like to smooth out the edges of that puzzle piece on one side, it wouldn't fit together with the other anymore. This is how you close the loop on karmic situations. You smooth it out on your side. You find I'm hearing you find a way to fill that void yourself. So maybe this person, this thing, or this connection that we're referring to as karmic was filling some kind of space in your life, or filling some kind of void, or it may have been some kind of unconscious pattern you were playing out. But I'm hearing somehow you found a way to heal the wound or to fill the void within yourself, and realize that this situation that was filling some kind of void for you was also controlling you and stifling. I almost wanted to say siphoning, maybe siphoning your energy in some kind of way. I'm hearing drawn to your light, but not celebrating it. That's very interesting. If this was a particular person, or maybe multiple people in your life, friends, people that you found yourself just drifting away from, it may be because you've healed something within yourself that they used to latch onto. And that might be why you've drifted away from these individuals in the physical. But what I'm getting is you're now very clearly seeing some kind of dynamic of control that you were not aware of in the past. Some dynamic where these individuals are entangled with you in a certain kind of way that is siphoning some of your energy or leaving you feel controlled. And the sense that I get here is that closing this loop is lifting an anxiety you've been feeling that you may have taken on as your own, but actually was coming to you and being absorbed by you as a result of your connectedness with this person or situation. But again, the way that you've healed it, the way that you've dissolved the karmic contract has been actually by finding a way to fill some kind of void or need or a space within yourself or within your own life. So you no longer need the attachment to that person or that thing or that pattern to fill that space in your life. I'm also just getting a message generally here about not being hard on yourself whenever you do feel a very strong pull to a person or a situation or a pattern and you can't quite understand, why is this in my life? I feel as humans, we do so much pushing against and self-judging over, why do I keep coming back to this person or to this situation? And on a spiritual level, it's because it still has something to teach you. When there's something or someone or a thing that keeps coming up for you, it's still teaching you something. It's still part of helping you evolve in some way. And so the question often isn't, how do I get away or like push away from this situation? Usually the question is, how can I heal myself internally so I no longer feel the pull to something that I know may not be right for me or may be draining me in some way? Because if you still feel pulled back continuously to someone or something or a situation, even if there are aspects of it that are feeling toxic for you or detrimental, and you're judging yourself for continuously feeling a pull to it, what it's really telling you is that there's something within yourself that needs to be seen or held or supported. There's some kind of need that can be filled within you in more beneficial, self-supportive, self-loving ways that will then naturally dissolve that feeling of pull to a person or situation or something that, yes, may be kind of temporarily filling that void, but is also coming with this energy drain that you've become aware of as well. I hope this is making sense. I know that we're talking kind of on a quantum level here, but I also quickly want to go into this 10 of Cups because on the other side of this, I want to know what it is that you're moving into now that you learned how to love whatever part of yourself used to need this person or this situation, or maybe it was multiple different people or things in your life. Because I do keep getting this sense of you elevating out of a timeline that actually contained within it multiple different forms of entanglements. It's like you've taken some kind of quantum leap where suddenly overnight you may have felt as though your reality has shifted, where like multiple people you no longer feel an interest in connecting with, or maybe they've seemed more disconnected from you, or it's like something's changed and you feel more powerful, but also in a way more apathetic toward certain people or situations or things from your past that you used to feel such a pull to. And you might be thinking, why has this changed so suddenly? What's going on here? It's because you actually found a way to meet some kind of need within yourself through self-love that you used to outsource externally through some of these people or situations. So now in that place of empowerment, in that place where you are completely whole within yourself, where you are meeting all of your own needs yourself, where you are balanced, you are now able to see the truth of how people, things, and situations are actually affecting you. You're able to actually be fully transparent and honest with yourself internally as to whether or not something is truly benefiting you, whether it's really adding to your life or whether it's siphoning your energy, because you know deep down that you no longer need it. You know that you're good on your own. You know you're whole and complete on your own. You've learned to love yourself just that deeply. And that's why you now have this newfound sense of clarity about these situations, and most likely a newfound sense of apathy towards the situations or the connections that you are realizing were not actually benefiting you, but controlling you or entangling you in some way. And I really do get this sense of you taking an elevator up to the next floor, the next level of existence and experiencing reality, so to speak. And you being able to see things more clearly from this higher perspective, but also feeling this loss of access to certain people or things that you used to connect with or used to feel a pull to. And while this feels really empowering, you may also have some doubts coming up at times like, whoa, this has been a huge change. It can be kind of disorienting when this happens. And just know that that's completely natural. But if you're feeling more confident, more stable, more clear, more empowered, more connected to your intuition, that's really a sign that even if it is a little temporarily disorienting, because these are some really sudden changes, know that I'm hearing you've made the right decision. So maybe for some of you, kind of in line with everything we've been talking about, you've made certain decisions to move away from certain people or situations or to love yourself in certain ways or whatever the case is. If you made some kind of decision recently that felt really aligned with your soul, but you were also wondering, did I make the right choice here? I hope this video may be your sign of confirmation that yes, you made the right choice because you were following your intuition. And I also feel as though a byproduct of this is going to be, I'm hearing a gradual but very over time noticeable healing within yourself. I'm hearing at first these changes, this timeline shift you just experienced is going to feel a bit disorienting because, like I said before, there are a lot of people you suddenly feel a bit apathetic towards or a bit disconnected from. But over time, you're really going to notice the effects of whatever decisions, whatever self-supportive, self-loving choices you made here, because I'm hearing that healing is going to show on you in some way, maybe in your appearance, maybe in the magnetism you feel towards your manifestations. I'm hearing big things manifesting in your life. So you may notice big dreams or goals beginning to manifest in your life because you kind of weeded out these unhealthy or not beneficial people or situations or things from your energetic field. I'm also getting you may suddenly feel more energized, productive, or creative. That could be another really powerful sign that this reading is for you. If you've suddenly felt, even in that slight disorientation, this newfound surge of creativity or inspiration towards things that matter to you, that may mean that you've closed out some of these karmic loops. I'm hearing you've learned the lesson and now you're elevating to the higher timeline. And when I channel more into what this timeline looks like, we have the Empress and the Four of Swords. And I'm hearing something about building or creating some kind of sanctuary. So I don't know what that is for you. Maybe for some of you, you are building or will be buying a home on this timeline. For others of you, you could be creating some kind of sanctuary, either physically. I heard animal sanctuary for someone. Maybe someone works with animals, but I feel that you are creating sanctuary, and I'm hearing it starts first in yourself. Maybe this is energetic where you're creating some kind of energetic stability within you, a sanctuary within you that you feel deeply connected to. It really reminds me of the book. What is the title of that book? It's about home and not building a home in others, but building a home within yourself. Hold on, I'm going to pause to get this title. Okay, yes, I found it. The book title is Welcome Home, A Guide to Building a Home for Your Soul. So maybe that book is significant to someone, but also the book is, I'm reading this online, but it's about constructing a place of inner safety, belonging, dignity, and peace. It organizes personal transformation into tangible rooms like self-love, forgiveness, compassion, clarity, surrender, and the dream garden. And I instantly heard you are revisiting the dream garden on this timeline. So maybe there are different dreams that you've planted a long time ago and kind of fenced off in this part of your psyche that you are now going to be revisiting. I'm also reading, this book is about tending to the architecture of your inner sanctuary, which it's amazing we're getting that word sanctuary because that's exactly what I said earlier, that you are building some kind of sanctuary either within yourself or in a physical way. And it says building trust, softness, and grounded identity from the very foundations of yourself. So those could be major themes. I'm hearing they've been themes for a while in your life, but now because you've made those your themes in your life, because you've put such an emphasis on creating a home within yourself, creating that sense of peace and stability and healing that relationship with your inner self. That is what has actually allowed you to close these karmic loops and elevate into this higher timeline. I will also say that with the Judgment card reversed here, there's something that you may need to be aware of about people who will still try to reach you on this timeline and take action towards you. People who feel like they miss some kind of chance with you. With the Four of Cups, be wary of people who try to reattach to you on this timeline. Not necessarily that they would have bad intentions or anything like that, but stay in tune with your intuition and know that you don't owe anyone access to this version of you, even if they connected with past versions of you. So use your discernment and, of course, your intuition, which you are someone who is very intuitively connected, and don't allow yourself to be made to feel guilty if there are certain people that don't get access to this new version within you, this new version of you that you've cultivated, that you've worked so hard to create. I'm hearing that you've fought for. With the Two of Wands, I'm hearing everyone must make decisions for themselves. So this may be about people coming with you on this timeline, and specifically about how people have to choose whether or not they're able to align with the frequency of this timeline themselves. Because I'm getting that while you creating this sanctuary within yourself does naturally seem to create a force field around you that stabilizes the people, things, and communities that have the privilege of being connected to you. Again, you don't owe anyone that kind of access to you. And what I'm picking up as well is that anyone that you truly are extremely close with or connecting to on a very regular basis, you're most likely going to find that the people you tend to gravitate towards or connect with the best on this new timeline are the ones who have learned to create their own sanctuary in their own way within themselves. And then there's that mutual support from a place of individual wholeness, interdependence. That's what I'm hearing. It's like how in the 3D, most relationship models were either highly codependent, which we know can become very dysfunctional, or highly independent, which actually can be isolating and in its own way dysfunctional if taken so far that we feel a mistrust towards others or an inability to lean on people or to form beautiful, meaningful relationships, friendships, forms of community, connection. And so I feel that the paradigm you are leading with here, that you are embodying, is one of interdependence, meaning it's not hyper independence, it's not codependence. It is you knowing that you've found wholeness within yourself, that you've built that home within you, that you are a point of stability for yourself, that you've created that inner sanctuary. And then from that place, choosing to open yourself up to being supported, to being loved, to being seen, to being held, and to doing the same for others in ways that feel aligned for you, that feel good for you. Because those forms of community can be so fulfilling. And I feel this phase of your journey is about opening yourself up to those kinds of relationships, friendships, and connections of interdependence, where you feel that sense of wholeness within, but also the sense of fulfillment that you can get from connecting in with a community or within a relationship or a sacred divine partnership, whatever this is for you, knowing that you always have that wholeness within yourself the entire time. So I really hope this reading has been beneficial. It's been an interesting one. I would love to know in the comments if it connected for you. If you would like to utilize my subliminals that I create to help you reprogram your subconscious and manifest your desires, you can check them out through my subliminals app, which is called Sound and Soulful. And I'll leave a link for that underneath the video. You can also check out my channeled music under my artist name, Songs by Infinity. And I just finished the vocals for my third song. So as soon as my producer finishes with the mixing and the mastering, then I will be releasing that hopefully within a few weeks. I'm really excited to share that one with you guys. And if you want to follow my music, the best place to follow is on Spotify, but there are links to that beneath this video as well. And also, what I've really been excited about lately as well is my Instagram, because I've been posting a lot of real-time downloads there every single day, in addition to doing these daily YouTube videos. And so much has come through that I've been so excited to share. And I know many of you have reached out and thanked me for posting there as well. So thank you for those messages. I'm glad you've been connecting with the content there. And if you aren't yet following my Instagram, then my Instagram username is @magnetizeyourself. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love. Have a beautiful remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in tomorrow's video.